to the key pool, to the pool, and we're on our way, actually. And both runners starting at Sanctuary.
Just a big 20 in the Sanctuary.
Not a bad start. So one of the things to keep in mind here is that our runners will be finding the compasses, maps, and big keys, as well as small keys for all of the dungeons outside of the actual dungeons themselves. They'll get a message when they find one of those items telling them which dungeon it is for. And of course, they could also find them in the dungeons, and they'll just say, this is a small key or whatever for this dungeon.
Looks like BrewersFanJP is going to go with a hula hand play. Jet's going up towards the Lumberjack Pledge. Two very...
Yeah, very interesting
starts, I think, yeah.
Yeah, fairly typical starts here. So that's going to put JP back at Link's house when he goes out the door here, and Jet's going to get a little bit of info knowing that the item on Lumberjack Ledge is not going to be required to beat the game. Hey, it's Flippers in Link's house.
Water toes.
And we're actually seeing JP. It looks like going to go down, take the south route here to get to Kakariko Village. And yep, for those of you wondering too what the game mode is, it's displayed in the little images up there in between Jet and JP's names. So you can see Ganon there, meaning that you have to defeat Ganon to beat the game. Link meaning open mode. The question mark sword, randomized swords. N equals normal mode, and then the big key for key sanity.
Jet found a bottle in the thief's hut in...
There's a compass up on the bookshelf there, so that's nice for Jet. That's going to give him the opportunity to wrap Sick Kid into these early Kakariko checks. Might not be anything, but still just another check you get to get rid of. Oh, and there is looks like a lift upgrade in the back of the tavern. So Jet will get all these things eventually, just a matter of time. And JP will also probably get all of the things that Jet's got. Jet finding the compass for Skull Woods, and the first big key for Palace of Darkness.
And bombs. Didn't really have to do a bunch of that bomb farming.
It's always welcome when you get a nice bunch of bombs there at the start.
Oh, yes.
JP going to check the Christos O inside room here. Small key at Ice Palace.
If you know how to rat it correctly, you don't really need any keys for Ice Palace, but it's really nice to have.
Right, and it also kind of depends on if you're going to have to clear out some of those chests looking for an item. If you get like early Ice Palace access and the game's like, okay, you got to go open everything up. Maybe there's something way on the east side of Ice Palace there. Both runners kind of converging here in the Kakariko well. But what's going to be interesting is, indeed. And of course, our bottle vendor only had a big 5 rupees. But we're going to see something interesting here, and that is we'll see Jet go to the south where JP was, and JP will go up to where Jet was. So they'll kind of swap places here for just a moment.
One of the bottles was in the thieves spot, the drop-down spot in Lost Woods.
And the second bottle, or in this case JP's first bottle with the fairy in it, just picked up right there in the back of Blind Hut. So nothing really between our two runners and the items they have at this point. Nothing that's really indicating one way or another where they need to go. We do have Flippers and the Power Gloves, but that's not really, doesn't really signal to me like, hey, go here.
You do have South Shore access.
Yeah, I think that's probably where we'll see them both go next.
Yeah.
Is South Shore. Now they both have access to be able to go, and if they want to do the dark room, they can go up to Death Mountain. You've seen Jet go to Sanctuary, so maybe he's thinking that. And thank you to Late Aikido for the Twitch Prime subscription. Oh, actually, Jet's gonna go and check the back of Escape here. Ranger Void picking up on that pretty quick here. That's a good call on your part there. Oh!
Ooh!
Ooh! Now that's welcome.
Don't have to go searching everywhere for that ice rod or that mirror.
Absolutely. And Jet now has the flips as well. So JP hasn't been back of Escape yet. He'll want to get back there at some point, but maybe just holding it off for a moment while he does his routing. And it looks like Jet and JP are going to be both kind of going to the same place right here to the gate here. Gonna drain out the small lake, see what's inside, open up the small chest. Jet's gonna have a little easier time with it because JP's gonna go.
He has to go in once.
Yes. You saw the mirror block pushing glitch there. Super helpful. Always one of my favorite glitches. Just the game doesn't like when you do two things at once, and when you try to move the block, it's like nope and goodbye.
Jet is picking up that heart, something I don't blame him with, 3 hearts at this time.
Yeah, it's there. You might as well just go pick it up, get a full heart. It's certainly worth it. If it was a piece of heart, maybe skip it, but a full heart, nah, go ahead and grab it right now. He's on 1 heart though, so that's going to be a little difficult to get through. Mini Moldworm here can't really take any hits. He's only got 3 bombs, so hopefully he'll be able to do this. Got one, gotta get the other one now.
That was an amazing mini Moldworm room for
Absolutely.
Jet. Pretty good one for JP as well.
I was just about to say, JP doing a great job as well. So we've got a whole bunch of items here, including a key to small key to Dark Palace. Those things are worth their weight in gold. Indeed, good point here. Pointed out in chat. Jet's on 1 heart. He picked up a heart. He would have been dead without that. So it was an excellent decision to pick that up on his part. While JP's going for a dip, looks like Jet's going to be going to Ice Rock Cave.
We might both be heading that direction. JP's just taking the...
He's just taking the water route.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful of those crabs there. They do 2 heart damage this early on, so you don't want to get hit by one if you only have 1 heart. Just 10 arrows in there, unfortunately, for all that work. And unfortunately, I don't think we've seen what the stun prize is yet, because we haven't had a chance to do some stun work yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it'll be something good. I'm just a fan of fairies simply because of the fact that it's convenient. You just never get low on health. Just stun kill something. Boom, you got a fairy.
Although they do have 2 fairies on them with those 2 bottles. Both of them had fairies in them, so...
Right.
Not quite dead, but... Green Pendant is Turtle Rock, and that's one of the great things about Key Sanity. If you look at the map's not going to tell you anything unless you actually found the dungeon map.
Ooh. Ooh.
I did not see what Popo had.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Itsu, but Hobo had the other lift upgrade, so JP has the Titan's Mitts now.
Ooh.
And Jet picked up Ether as well as another heart in the back of his hospital's hut. So, and a little bit of info that Turtle Rock is green pendant.
Yeah, with Key Sanity, you can either talk to Hasperlad and get the green pendant info, or you can talk to the bomb vendor to find out what crystals 5 and 6 are. So a lot of people, if they don't find that many maps that early, it's good information to have.
Oh, and there's the big key for Turtle Rock and the Moon Pearl for JP in the Waterfall Cave. So right now we've got Jet dipping into Eastern Palace here to see maybe there's something of value right now, but JP's pulling some pretty nice finds here. He's going to be able to see what the scam is today from the Zora King.
And that was a small key on the Zora ledge.
Indeed, and Lake Hilly Island, by the way, we saw that a little bit ago, was just the triple bomb pack, so nothing of super value there. Even great value. Oh, that's most certainly not a scam for JP.
That is a fire rod.
Absolutely. So we have the location of both rods now.
And Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Monkey Dark Palace. And one of the cool things, we'll probably see Jet do it here in a moment. The telepathic tiles, like this one right here, version 30, Ice Rod is in the sewers. So JP will know if he might be going to get it right now, in fact. Might not need a hint, but in version 30, there are clues on the telepathic tiles. Some are basically like the Ice Rod is in the sewers, telling you exactly where something is. Some are a little more vague, and some are troll items. The ones that are troll items are green text, and they have a little link face next to them.
And yeah, Brewer's picking up his Ice Rod and Mirror.
Yeah, really good start for JP. Jet just needs to go and do the Hobo into Zora route, and he'll be right behind. He'll be right behind JP right now. So maybe just a slight advantage to JP for having the items, but certainly it's very early, and you don't know. Maybe there could be something of value in here, like the big key of this dungeon. What?
Technically, that does require lamp, but
it's also blocked by two of the easiest dark rooms in the game.
Exactly.
One is literally a giant loop, and the other one you walk all the way over to the other side, press up, lift up a pot. Here's your key. And of course, worth mentioning too that key location was the vanilla location in Eastern Palace for that key. So, oh boy.
BrewersFan did a map check, and there's a regular crystal at Pod and 5-6 at Ice Palace.
Yeah, it looks like Jet is going to be checking Hobo probably into Zora here, so won't be too far off the beaten path here. Mm-hmm. That's one of the other things to keep in mind with Key Sanity is we won't know by music. Hey, there's the lamp. Speaking of lamp, you were just talking about it too.
Speaking of light, exactly.
As Jet is going to be getting that second lift upgrade. But a couple of things to keep in mind with the map is that if you don't have in the overworld map, if you don't have the dungeon map, it won't tell you what pendant or crystals in the dungeon, unless obviously it's the green or a 5-6 that you can find out from the NPCs. And also the music is randomized so that you can't just go in there, hear the music, like, oh, okay, this is a pendant dungeon. It makes that up too.
Right, they're gonna leave you guessing.
So it looks like JP is going to be walking over to Bumper Cave to give that a check. Always nice to route this in early because it's a pain and a hassle to try and get otherwise. Maybe even Graveyard Ledge.
Just a bundle of arrows on Bumper Ledge. Jet had picked up his Moon Pearl and Turtle Rock Big Key.
How about that? He's got 501. One more than needed, so...
That might have been one of the reasons why he held off on it, because he wasn't quite there at 500.
Nah, you didn't make it 501. And he'll be happy to find that ice rod. As JP is indeed checking the Graveyard Ledge. Another good check here. When you have the mirror this early, you might as well. A lot of these checks are hard to route in, and just want to get them out of the way because you don't want to be walking all the way back here late game looking for an item, and then you have a situation like that. You walk in and it's 10 arrows.
One other thing that changed with version 30 is they no longer have the capacity upgrades in the chests and such, and it's kind of changed a lot of routing. People forget that they don't have as many items as they used to. We see Brewers Fan only has those 10 arrows. That maybe he could have spent a little time. I mean, there's a lot of places where you do find arrows. Oh, he just picked up 10 more, so maybe he didn't need those after all.
Nah, C-shaped house knew and it was like, oh, I got your back. I got your back, JP. So we're still kind of in that really, even though it looks like Jet is kind of behind JP and kind of just following in his footsteps. It's certainly not necessarily the case with it being this early in the seed. We have a lot of places to explore, a lot of items still to find, a lot of things still to understand. A lot of moves to be made, but that's a pretty good move for JP to dip into Thieves Town, picking up in that second chest the Canis Maria. Also, shoutouts to Thieves Town for having the compass in its own dungeon.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of back when we were doing the Key Sanity tournament. There was a lot of runners that really liked in our first sword. But they really liked going ahead and dipping into Thieves Town for the first 4 chests, regardless of what they had, what keys and such they had, because it was just so quick.
Absolutely, you know, something can be in there too, so you might as well. And JP finding that sword and the map for Tower of Hera, so a couple more questions solved. 10 more arrows.
More arrows.
So here's where it's going to get interesting here. Looks like JP is going to go down and digging game, probably first. Maybe do South of Grove Cave, talk to Stumpy, see if we can get those checks out of the way. Maybe route all the way around to Hype Cave, and then we'll see where they go from. Well, first dig, and it's bombs.
That wasn't easy.
Can we get someone to check the difficulty setting for the seed, please?
Are you sure this isn't, this is normal?
Are we sure this isn't easy mode?
Yeah.
Actually, you're gonna see him take the frog back home.
There is not going to be a Froggy World tour today.
Nope. Wait, he's not a frog. It's a sweet dwarf prince. Who also apparently makes croissants.
Or just some rupees, so maybe some counterfeiters?
Maybe just give him $20 for bringing him home. Cab fare. We might get a chest world tour, though. Now, this I can understand, too, especially with kind of the same path that we were talking about before. Because now you can take the chest down there and also route that in at the same time you're going down the Hype Cave.
Yeah, it's one really good thing, especially since they have the mirror. It's one really good thing to be able to do. Go ahead and turn in the blacksmith, and if you're going that direction with the chest, and hey, let's just bring a chest instead.
Might as well maximizing your checks while minimizing your movement is a big part of being able to efficiently route a seed.
But it was just 20 rupees from Stumpy.
Oh, Stumpy, you've let us down again. See you next week. And there's a key.
There's another Dark Palace key. Is he telling us to go to Pod sometime soon?
Yeah, Hype Cave is really kind of living on its past, more or less. I've seen it be hype a few times, but it's mostly just still living on its laurels of once long ago being the hypest place to go check things. And yeah, I would think, looking at what we've got access wise, Pod's kind of the easiest one. Now we will need a little bit more money on JP's side as well as Jet's side.
Yeah.
To be able to pay off Kiki.
Just a heart container from
But we're gonna get a check
chest.
of the hint. Everybody's looking for something.
Yes, we are always looking for items.
So the question really is, whose sweet dreams of rando victory are going to be made of these seeds?
Dear.
Traveling the world looking for the 7 Seas.
Oh God.
The map for Swamp Palace. Oh God.
Small key for Turtle Rock and the map for Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock and a heart. So it's decent. I mean, the map's not going to tell us too much. We already know it's Green Pendant, but key's not too bad, and the heart will be certainly welcome.
Runners didn't know that it was Green Pendant, but we do now know that Swamp Palace is 5/6.
Yes. So Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are going to be our 5/6. Yeah, it wasn't a bad dip down there.
It didn't have much.
And so we're getting to see the really cool walk around on JP's side, the really cool workaround that you have to do when you don't have the hammer and you want to go to Palace of Darkness. Which you may also decide to route in Pyramid check as well at this point. If you're over here, why not?
Could also give him a chance to do Catfish if you really wanted to go that far, but Catfish is just one of those places that it's really hard to try to figure out when you want to route it in.
If you even want to try to route it in, a lot of times you want to try to avoid it, especially if you've already done Zora, like both of our runners have here.
Mm-hmm. So both of them don't even have the money for Pod at the moment.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
They both will. As long as Jet comes up to Pyramid as well. Oh, actually, it looks like JP might be thinking back to Light World and go check Hyrule Castle.
Looks like it. That's actually...
Yeah, I
mean, you're right there.
Yeah, I don't dislike this at all. I think this is good strategy. Go get yourself
another pod key.
I mean, you're here. You're getting free keys. Might as well help you out when you eventually do go into pod. And you get a heart piece out of it. Get an extra heart. So hey, why not? And our first little bit of magic of the match.
Free
Finally, like 25 minutes in, and we have our first runner.
Drops.
that has filled up at least portion of their magic bar. I think JP's just going to go ahead. He's going to go to the back first, it looks like. Get this one chest, mirror, and go down to the basement.
Now Jet has his money. He looks to be making the same play as Brewers JP did, so...
Yep, looks like they're both thinking the same thing. Yeah, mail upgrade. That's cool. They'll be welcome. Oh. Jet making the 200 IQ play, doing the pull on the tree and getting the full magic fill from the prize pack for that. Magic powder. Dr. Bob was here like last night. He'd be very happy.
He ended up with a he had a run versus Kern earlier. That was unfortunately not restreamed though. I think it was Kern.
Yeah, but the one difference here, in case you're wondering why Jet's a little bit further behind and why he has the Eastern Palace big key, is he went into Eastern Palace. He's already cleared out the first front chest. JP has not been into Eastern Palace yet, so that's really kind of the difference between the two right now, as far as where they're at and what they have. We got our first Ganon's Tower key as well, so that will be certainly welcome.
I believe that was one of the 3 chests that Boomerang did.
Oh, hi, Magic Cape. How are you? Oh, wait a minute, JP, are you thinking what I was just about to say? Wait a minute here.
I think he's gonna check the first chest of Aga Tower.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he's got that cape. He's suddenly thinking. I was about to say, well, they now have access to get into Aga Tower if they want to, but don't know if anyone's gonna make the play. And of course, JP turns right around and does it, proving me completely wrong in the statement I was going to make. I guess you might as well go ahead and check it here.
Jet's going back into the sewers, going to be picking up his blue mail.
Yeah, so since we don't have the keys, we're not going to be able to actually get back to Aga 1.
Unless somehow, some way, both the Aga Tower chests are vanilla keys.
Nope. There's the map for Eastern Palace.
I think Jet's making the exact same play.
I'm guessing so, yeah. I think it's, it's one of those situations I really can't blame them. The seeds, it's a crystal at Eastern Palace as well, by the way, and in Tower of Hera.
Yeah.
But yeah, the seed so far, we are missing access for a couple of things, so it's pretty linear, and it's been pointing at going to a couple of dungeons, specifically Pod and maybe Turtle Rock, but obviously we don't have all the access stuff for TR yet. Jet's gonna be thrilled to find that. Yeah, map for Eastern Palace, where I've already been.
That he couldn't complete anyway because he didn't have. Oh.
Yeah, I think we'll see both runners skip Catfish for now, simply because it is one item, but that means kind of the odds are not so great for it actually being anything super important at this point. Well, JP now going to do Sahasrar's hut. And
no need to talk to Sahasrar himself because you already know what Green Pendant is.
Indeed, and this will actually let Jet pull kind of back up to JP's tail, as he also goes. Oh, he also.
Brewers did not pick up there. Kiki the first because of his leader, so.
So we're gonna have Kiki sync.
That is really good Kiki sync.
So 32 minutes in, and we're basically even. How about that? The only difference being Jet has done the front half of Eastern Palace. That's the only difference. We're getting sync as they walk down the stairs here. And get this first chest. And we'll probably see them both mirror back. Oh.
You can't keep, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that Jet has over JP right now, is that Eastern Palace check. Didn't find anything too important, just the big key. But other than that, JP does have a couple of additional overworld checks, I believe, that Jet hasn't done yet. So if it comes down to search for one item, it's kind of hard to find.
That was a hammer in the basement. Meanwhile, Brewers found green goo up at the vanilla big key chest.
He's gonna pick up the hammer now too. So, oh, that's Dark World access.
Other than the fact that we've been in the Dark World.
He meant the Azagoma. Yeah. Indeed. Well, yeah, Dark World access from the easy way.
Correct.
But that's a hint for the wrong game on JP's side. Small key to Swamp Palace. And JP's trying to set up the, he's trying to get the... Korea's to cooperate, and they finally do.
300 rupees from the harmless Hellway. Swamp is technically open, but you don't have that hook shot, so...
You can do about half of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the half that people like to do.
just some money and a Ganon's Tower small key on the bow-locked side that JP broke.
So of course, one of the things to keep in mind here with key sanity is the hammer jump is very important to know how to do, simply because of the fact that you don't have the workaround to go through the maze to get to that chest. You have to either somehow find all the keys, or you have to hammer jump across to kind of go backwards and get to the two in the dark maze. And even though I don't really know how to do it, because I don't run key sanity per se, but I know how it works. It's definitely really important to know how to do that.
There's 6 pod keys, and being able to hold on to that one key, not use that one key, allows you to not have to track down all 6 of them. You can just complete the dungeon in 5.
Absolutely. Because that 6th one is either going to be locking away items, which you might need, or more likely than not, going to be locking away Helmet Sword King, which you probably need to beat. And hey, old man's got silvers. Nice.
Excellent. Need something to use them with, though.
A little bit of a mess up there for JP, but he'll get another shot at it. He's still got plenty of bombs. Just trying to get this lined up perfectly so that he can get that one. It's basically pixel perfect. You basically have to put the bomb down in one spot, and then you have to stand in a spot to get the bomb to push you over into the barrier so that you can then clip through.
There's a big key inside Spectacle Rock. Oh, and they picked up the Bloomerang in the dark maze. Some people consider it to be the best boomerang, but...
Subaru's key is held by someone friendly. Okay. That's helpful. But we did pick up the big key for Ice Palace there. JP actually now going to go ahead and go into Eastern Palace here, so kind of getting caught up on where Jet's already been. It looks like Jet will be going into Tower of Hera.
A couple quick checks.
So yep, again, just a little bit of a example here. Earlier on, it looked like JP was kind of taking the lead on going places, and some cash to sell with Grumpy Fish, so we know that catfish, not necessarily important.
You can't be Zora, and there's only one other Grumpy Fish.
There's only one that yells at you for throwing stuff in this pond. But, yeah, a little bit earlier we were talking about how JP looked to be quote-unquote in the lead because he was going places first, and then Jet was kind of following behind. But now it's kind of a situation where if you're watching it, you're like, oh, well, now JP's going in here, so he must be behind. But yeah, this is a situation we're going to see for quite a while until we start to get close to go mode and into go mode.
Oh, that was Hookshot on Floating Island. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh,
but...
no. Please interrupt. I'm just talking to the viewers here. Hookshot's much more important than my ramblings.
The knowledge.
Yes, but yeah, certainly we'll see these two kind of trade back and forth here for a while. Like, who, quote unquote, who's in lead. And Hookshot is...
and Flute!
Oh.
Spiral Cave!
This is a nice Death Mountain. So we're certainly going to go see Jet go to the Dark World here. Go through, do Super Bunny Cave, go up to Hookshot Cave, go to the back, get the Hookshot, and then clear out Hookshot Cave from there. Or he may actually be setting up Paradox Cave. Yeah, he's gonna.
I think he's setting up Paradox Cave. Yeah.
So this is kind of the in routing situations, this is kind of the quote-unquote ideal way to do it, is to do Paradox Cave first. And there's the Master Sword, so that's a good find. And then you kind of go down and around and do Dark World stuff. And then if you haven't done Spiral Cave, you can then do Spiral Cave to finish it out, or go to Tower of Hera.
Right. And JP was picking up his vanilla big key.
Turtle Rock Key. Eastern Palace Compass.
I like to say there's about 3 different hype caves. Because your mini Moldarn cave can be really good, your hype cave can be really good, and the Paradox cave can be really good. But it's never all 3 of them being really good at once, so...
And JP gonna check the Lumberjack Ledge now, just to be sure. Desert Palace Compass showing up, and Big 20. So before we discuss Turtle Rock plays and whatnot, we need to know what the pendant to get medallion to get into Turtle Rock is in the first place too. So if it's not Ether, I don't think we can make a TR play yet. Yeah, we'll probably see Jet make the medallion check, guys. I would assume after getting out of Hookshot Cave.
And there is his hookshot.
There's a palace key. I'll be welcome. Shield upgrade. And what's in the last chest? A heart.
That is the only Desert Palace small key, so, that would... It's Bombos on Turtle Rock, so...
So that does mean that we're going to have to delay our TR plans for now until we can find that Bombos medallion. Jet's going to go to the Spike Cave.
I think it's technically in logic he does have cape and bottles.
And Hookshot. So yeah, he should be good. He should be good.
I know the one-hit KO logic rules for it is cape with a magic extender, which can be either the bottle or half magic, so...
Yep, and just a big 50 in there, unfortunately, so...
No Turtle Rock play yet, guys.
Yeah, no Turtle Rock play yet. Nice check to get out of the way, but unfortunately, no. So it looks like Jet's gonna go to Swamp Palace.
He's got all the stuff to be able to complete it. It is a 5/6.
It does make sense within logic.
Mm-hmm. Jet's picking up his silly hint.
Another GT small key.
JP's going to be picking up his flute here in a moment.
So here, Jet's already picking up on this question as well. Does Jet go to the left side? And I think the answer is yeah. You know, this early on, you're looking for so much stuff still, especially in Key Sanity. You might as well go ahead and get those 2 chests, because the time loss you're going to have for doing it and finding your nothing is nothing compared to the time loss of there being something of value there.
And I mean, it's not like you're gonna find a map or compass there for Swamp Palace anyway, because we already have both of them. We did find a map, though.
Oh, woods map. That'll be welcome.
JP is making his way into Super Funny Cake.
Indeed, Jet. I noticed Jet talking about Jet's optimized movement and the thought of making gambles in Key Sanity and how much it can kind of burn you, because the fact that there are so many more items in the item pool that are necessary items. You would almost say they're go mode items. Number of big keys, small keys, other items that you might need to find too. There's just so much more stuff that you can't gamble and say, hey, I can go ahead and skip this. It's just a stupid chest, because it might have the one thing you need to really progress.
Exactly. Still a map on that side, but it was the map of Desert Palace.
Indeed. We haven't seen a hint for Pyramid Fury yet. We do know that Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are the crystal dungeons that will be needed to be completed for access to the Big Red Bomb.
We know that Turtle Rock is our green pendant, but we don't even know what our other 2 pendants are either. So.
Yep, we got 4 possibilities, and 2 of them are going to be pendants, and 2 of them are going to be crystals. And
It maps for 2 of them, though. Of course, one could be a pendant and the other one could be crystal, and we
Right.
would still have that problem of... Oh.
It would absolutely still be a problem. Be like, all right, we solved one of each. Shoot.
That's one of each that you're not too worried about, though?
Right.
And another Turtle Rock small
Turtle Rock
key.
key. Yep. Game wants you to go to Turtle Rock. Just ignore the bombos. Just blunt force it open. Come on, I mean, it can't be that hard, right?
Just go into inverted. It's like 4 different ways to enter Turtle Rock in inverted.
Look, you got a hammer and a sword. You can probably use them to pick that thing open. It's not that hard. Well, the good thing Itza at this point is when they eventually do get into Turtle Rock, they're probably going to have everything they need by then.
Exactly. Disclaimer, if you clip into the back of Turtle Rock here, you will be disqualified. That is true.
It is,
All
because
right.
yeah, you're not supposed to do that in regular modes. Just inverted.
Just inverted or overworld glitches. Use Fire Rod enough, it'll make up for bombos.
And we'll need a... Actually, we do have kind of a nice conversion thanks to Cold Stare, so 8 Fire Rod shots equals 1 bombos. So saith the game.
But just bombs from Arts. And with that, I think that is our very first crystal at 52 minutes.
Indeed. That's not too bad for a Key Sanity Seed. And I think, yeah, we're going to see Ice Palace play here. Jet going to go get that second red crystal. You'd be thinking Pyramid Fairy. Got everything you need. You might as well go ahead and just start completing dungeons that you can do. Do have our first divergent here. JP is going to Skull. He's in Skull Woods now. Can you pick up a
Got a lot of life.
magic refill here.
Yeah. I missed that hint in front of at the front of Ice Palace. I can catch it. Bombos is an Ice Palace.
Well, that's certainly welcome.
In one way, yes. In another way, it means Turtle Rock is completely open.
Right. And in fact, it's right at the start.
Exactly.
The old trope. I have one weakness. I've hid it in my dungeon.
Great for Cold Stare, because it means you have Ice Rod shots, or Fire Rod shots. I don't think you can use the Ice Rod on Cold Stare.
Another key there for JP, picking up another Palace of Darkness key. Piece of heart and some cash requires a big red bomb, so Ice Palace, the right call, but for a different reason than Jet probably thought. Kind of interesting that he probably was going into Ice Palace thinking, okay, need that 5/6 crystal, and I've got access, so I might as well do it. Turns out that Bombos is in here, which opened up Turtle Rock, and that big red bomb is going to be trash. So JP is taking on a tricky Mothula here. That fairy, so.
Oh, still has. I think he has both of his fairies, but
Yes.
it's always so hard to watch
Oh,
Mothula.
dependent dungeon.
Oh.
And Quake showing up, so Jet's got all the medallions now. It's good to go.
I mean, somebody in chat was pointing out that the bow could be on pedestal still. And there's our GT kit, and it's in Misery Mire.
Indeed. He's making a trip to the most happiest mire on Earth. Hey, hello, compass for Ice Palace. Somebody didn't move you very far.
Meanwhile, Brewers is letting his goose loose. Oh dear.
I just need to make sure that he's got the proper permits for that.
Exactly.
Now, if something of value is on pedestal, it will actually be a benefit to JP having one of the pendants already done.
I believe that was the coveted single arrow.
Absolutely.
That is considered a unique item, and the hints will indeed include it as a unique item. So, you know, it's nice to have it, so you don't have to worry about finding out that unique item that somebody has. There's somewhere. It's actually that single arrow.
As we're seeing JP checking overall locations while Jet is finishing up Cold Stare fight now. Let's powder back out for us. Just 3 bombs on Cold Stare and a heart over on Powder Bat, so nothing of great importance yet. Couple of happy slashes there from JP. Can be going over, maybe do, look at it, Misery Mire
area. I missed that medallion as well. And Desert Palace is a crystal. Meanwhile, the shed just has a little big 20 and a compass.
Yes, indeed. Looks like JP probably going to be going to check Checkerboard Cave as well, as we'll get all these checks in since we're over here. Jet lets his bird run free.
There's our fourth bottle with yet another fairy.
Can never have enough safeties. So will this be a dip into Thieves Town? No, he's going. Looks like he's going up to Skull Woods. Maybe look fishing for items. Oh, tempered sword.
Ooh. And there, Jet is finding out that Skull Woods is pendant.
Oh man, there's a key here. Unique item is in pod, and a big key is boots locked. That could be interesting because we have a couple of big keys, a couple of important big keys that are still outstanding. Blocking Crystal Dungeon progress. Desert Palace, not yet found. Tower of Hera, not yet found. Thieves Town, not yet found. We don't know if that's Crystal or Pendant yet. And Misery Mire as well, not yet found.
That's quite a few checks in like four checks and Thieves Town.
Finally, at 102, it looks like we're finally getting into Gina's cave check, as JP is able to route that in. Meanwhile, Jet is doing Skull Woods, so any time that you might have thought that JP lost doing Skull Woods first, not quite so. It looks like Jet's kind of cleared out as well, looking for items. So see him.
There's the small key. Town. Nice to have, but you still don't have that big key in Thieves Town, so it doesn't really add anything at the moment.
We'll see him get his flute out here. And it looks like Misery Mire is going to be Bombos as well, so he's going to be going to Ice Palace. So the question becomes, where do we go next? If you're Jet, you got to be finding that key somewhere. You do have some overworld locations that are single squares you got to check now.
You still can't complete pod.
Mm-hmm. Misery Mire, probably, or Turtle Rock. Maybe we finally see that Turtle Rock play from someone.
Yeah. I mean, technically you can beat both of them. Misery Mire has the possibility of being a crystal, while you know Turtle Rock is going to be Green Pendant, which Hospital might have something as well.
Absolutely. That could definitely be the case. We could get a Green Pendant turn in here. And that could be an important item, or perhaps not. Yeah, Jet now having to make some of these checks that we know that JP's already made. I think I'd agree with what Signal mentioned in chat. Which you do have Corvus the Sly asking, what's the best item to get first off in Randomizer. So E2, do you have a opinion on that? Signal saying it's boots. And I'm kind of inclined to agree a little bit. Maybe a lift upgrade, an early lift upgrade, or an early hammer is pretty good too.
From a speedrunning perspective, boots definitely. From a peace of mind, I'd kind of say Ice Rod, because then you don't, you know, if you're gonna have to do Turtle Rock, you don't have to look everywhere for it. But I like having a sword early because I like being able to defend myself. I'm not very good at games, so...
There's a lot of really good options for answering that question. I think it depends a lot on your playstyle, what you're comfortable with doing. And Jet now doing the digging game to find those single bombs on the first egg.
Nope, we're good.
Yep, yeah, there's definitely a lot of items that are good early game items you can find. And Jet is going to be heading... He's up here on Death Mountain, but where is he? He's going to Turtle Rock. He's going to make the Turtle Rock play. Yep. So finally, just after the game has been nagging us for so long, hey, go Turtle Rock, go Turtle Rock. Well, you can't go to Turtle Rock. You don't have everything you need for it. Okay, now you do. Gotta go to Turtle Rock.
Now you can go to Turtle Rock. It is 12 checks, 13 with that green pendant, so...
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no guarantee that there's value in there, obviously, but it's fairly likely that it will be something that will give us progression just based on the fact that, hey, we don't really have anywhere else to go right now. Unless you want to go into Misery Mire in the front half.
I'm surprised he didn't check the desert area, though.
A little bit, but...
The desert Misery Mire.
I think he's thinking probably what you'd mentioned there, E2, that there's just so much to check in here.
There's, yeah.
Yeah, it's worth the dip, at the very least.
Got everything to complete it. It's just...
A unique item is in your house. We already know what that is. It's the flippers. I like that we get that hint in Turtle Rock with the feeling that, oh, you wouldn't have checked your house by now. Starting point.
Someone that forgot to check Link's house a while in, and I want to say it was Ice Rod that was in there, but I don't remember who. I don't remember what exactly it was, but it was apparently an important item.
Meanwhile, Jet is making the trip to east side here, into the roller room. Here's a big key. Tower of Hair, okay, and mushroom. So yeah, there's progress. There's progression right there on both halves.
Well, apparently someone missed Quake in the house, so that might have been the one that I was thinking of.
It's a dark palace.
Those iframes. Those chain chomps.
Those chain chops, so brutal. 4 hearts damage no matter what mail you're wearing, no matter what you have on you. Oh boy, hate dealing with those. And they target you every time too, so it's not like you can just kind of trick them.
They home in and ugh. It's Pendant TR. Everyone knows it has bow. It's what it seems.
Bows on Laser Bridge.
Always. I love that funny sprite.
It is a nice one.
Dragonite's funny sprite is also really good.
So yeah, it looks like Jet has pocketed that key and is going to be not checking that middle chest. It is definitely worthwhile to gamble that one chest for the laser bridge and Trinex and all that stuff and green pendant. So that's 6 for 1. Now the only bad thing for Jet would be if that has a super important item, like if Bo is hiding out in that chest. He's not going to be able to go back and open that up till he has one more key for Turtle Rock, wherever that is.
And since it's a pendant, it could be GT, but I really hope it's not.
Yep, the Crystal Roll room and Trinex's room are both locked by keys, so you'll often find too, even vanilla, that someone will skip the big chest and they'll be like, oh, I'll just go through. And it turns out that there's a small key in the big chest, so you have to go all the way back.
Oh! There's the bow!
Hey! There's the bow. Well, that's a little bit of good news for Jet that the bow can't be there, but the bad news is it's in Mire and he hasn't gone there yet.
And we also had the GT big key on the bridge, apparently.
No, that's really nice that they showed up that quickly, huh? Oh, there's a key here. Key for Thieves Town on Laser Bridge.
Got the Thieves Town map.
Wonder if we see Jet go to Thieves Town next. Clean that up. Does he make the Mire play, knowing that he probably wants to make Desert Palace and Mire plays at the same time? Oh, Mirror Shield. That's gonna be super helpful for Laser Bridge. Of all the places, of all the places to find it, it's absolutely like the best place you could probably find it on. If you're gonna find it like on Laser Bridge, like, yeah, it's right here where I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tower of Hera and Thieves Town are both open now for completion. Piece of Heart requires the hammer, and
I think that was hammer packs.
Probably. And JP not really going to care too much about that because it's more concerned with finding important items. We do know there's another big key as well in Desert Palace that's on the
torch, right?
Torch, yes. So words escaped me for a moment. I forgot what they call the thing that has fire and light. The torch dummy. Oh, Book of Medora, that also is actually going to be nice because that will open up the tablets. So that's going to be...
Check head.
Right.
He's already completed Skull Woods, though. Does he go back? Oh!
Oh no, Jet. Oh, he's got
the
fairies. He's got
fairies,
fairies. Thankfully. Thankfully. He's gonna use that hammer to shorten the fight. So he can get green pendant for his troubles.
And there's our map of Misery Mile, so we're going to know which ones they are anyway.
Yep. But yeah, for JP, he's now finished up Misery Mire. That is the last
Misery Mire is
pendant.
the final pendant.
The Thieves Town is the magic answer here. For
So
what is the last crystal?
Had to go through Turtle Rock because the Thieves Town Big Key was in Turtle Rock.
Right. And guess who's got 5 pod keys and a bow?
Oh ho ho! It's time to finish a pod and probably an Eastern Palace.
I would assume, yeah, I would assume JP will do them back to back and pick up 2 very quick crystals here.
Meanwhile, Jet's heading to Tower of Hera.
Yep, so it looks like that Turtle Rock it looks like Turtle Rock maybe then Tower of Hera and then Thieves Town is the order that the seed kind of wants you to do them in, because you had 2 big keys hiding up there. We still gotta find those boots. Unless we find that desert, we gotta find boots or Desert Palace big key. We're still looking for that.
Right.
Now, if it's in Desert Palace itself, we just need the boots.
The boots are in Ganon's Tower.
Oh.
So
Well, so we know what that is now. It's gotta be Misery Mire big key.
gotta be the Misery Mire Big Key. Or it could be Skull Woods or Swamp Palace Big Keys too.
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
they're big keys that we don't need.
Right, so it's not the one that we do need. And we also know that boots are not required for this seed because none of the boots lock locations can possibly have the Desert Palace big key.
Correct. But you need the 7 crystals to get into Ganon's Tower.
That is why logic is beautiful.
Yeah, oh yes.
That's a map for Ganon's Tower, so that's super useful, super important. Most important map in the entire game, right?
I found Ganon's Tower.
All I had to do was walk to this big giant thing poking out of the mountain. And it looks like Jet is going to go to Thieves Town.
Now we do know that Jet does need to go into Misery Mire though, because Bo was in Misery Mire. So
All right, Helmasaur King's down. South the crystal, and what is JP gonna get? A key. Oh, it's Desert Palace, isn't it?
oh,
Yes,
it
it is. I knew it. I knew it when it dropped. I was like, this got to be a big key. And I saw it, I was like, oh, it's Desert Palace big key. Game just trying to nudge you to go in the right direction.
Yes, that is right, Lambgoin. Jet does know that the GT Big Key is in Mire, so.
Yeah, so we are in no mode now. And fortunately for Jet, the problem is He's gonna get that bow and that big key in Mire, but he's gonna have to go back out, go to Pod, and then go to Desert Palace again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the best thing for JP after this would be to go to Turtle Rock to get those keys, and then he would be in go mode, be able to just basically go through all of the dungeons as quickly as possible. Go immediately back, take care of Lamolas, immediately go ahead and...
Question is, does he do Turtle Rock or does he do Swamp, which is Crystal?
Right,
He still needs to do Swamp as well.
Mm-hmm. That's the big question.
Because if he goes to Turtle Rock, then he's in go mode.
Yes.
But if he goes to Swamp, then he's probably going to be full clearing Swamp.
I would assume, yeah, I would assume it's probably what the play will be, because he'll be thinking more chests, you know, more opportunities to find some of those big keys. You could clear, you could do desert too, yeah. There's Eastern Palace complete, so went back to back on that, and very cleanly, very quickly get the job done. Meanwhile, Jet's about to get a pun from Blind. What will it be today? Archers give gifts tied with a bow. Cute. Indeed, he is going to go do Desert Palace next. Might as well. You're here. Go ahead and clear it out.
And I don't think JP has the knowledge of... There's the final... There's that small key for Turtle Rock, though.
Hey, that would be something if the bow was hiding there and it was like, hey, you did it. Can I go back to Turtle Rock and go get the item, you jerk?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But, yeah, picking up a small key at Gan's Tower, so GP will be good to go on keys for GT. It was like actually good to go for a while, but it's super good to go now. We'll even have an extra one. As Jet turns in the mushroom, which becomes 5 rupees.
Jet's turning in the green pendant.
It'll be interesting to see what this is. We know it's not going to be anything that... It could be something utility useful, like half magic or something silly like that, but it's not going to be the Desert Palace big key. It's going to be a small key to Hyrule Castle.
Well, someone friendly did indeed hold the sewers key.
But Jet is now going into Misery Mire. He's gonna get those items, and he may be very quickly approaching go mode. Not in it yet, obviously. He's gotta beat Helmasaur King to do that, but he's still got
excellent Lamela fight from JP.
Indeed, he's got to check all these locations too, probably as well. So now, where is he going to go now? Gonna be Swamp Palace. He's not going to make the Turtle Rock play yet. So this will be
Jet picking up his Tempered Sword.
This will be a full clear of Swamp Palace, it looks like, for JP. For Jet, the thing is he's kind of getting limited to number of locations he can go into to check for the items. So it's becoming more and more likely that he probably will hit go mode first.
Brewers is checking Bombo's tablet. And it's just 20 minutes.
There's no hint on left swamp, unfortunately, so...
I want to say Swamp might have had at least...
There was a hint about something in there, but it wasn't about left side. Yeah, the boots are in GT as well, so...
Unless they're in the very first chest they open. The big key in Desert Palace could be the Swamp, Skullwoods, or Mystery Mire big keys.
Yes. It was one of the unnecessary big keys. Final chest boots would be something like they call the anti-Andy. Literally put the boots as far away from him as humanly possible. Or in this case, as logically possible.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to take down Multiple 2 today. Or any other hover, because there's quite a few people that can hover nowadays.
Indeed there are. But yeah, Andy would probably just hover back across the gap and then hover across just to spite the game. Here's the GT big key. Jet's about to pick up that bow, which will give him the signal that he can go back and do Helmasaur King, and that will get him to Desert Palace big key that he needs to be in go mode. He's probably still going to go ahead and clear out all this just in case, you know, Desert Palace big key wasn't here.
Right.
So really, it's just kind of coming down to a matter of who can check what quicker. JP's got... We do have to know. He's going to skip. That's actually going to save him some time. He's going to make the gamble that's not here. He doesn't know that's a good call, but that's a good call. Unless he decides to come back in later. Maybe just thinking, you know, I'll take my gambles and take my bets.
It ended up being a map and something else that wasn't useful. I can't remember if it was rupees or
I think it was rupees, yeah. I think it was 20 rupees.
The Desert Palace big key is on Helmasaur King, but he needed to come into, or Jet needed to come into Misery Mire to get the bow anyway, so.
He's gonna finish clearing out all of this stuff and probably mirror out, and I would assume immediately go right over to Palace of Darkness and take care of that.
There was a Turtle Rock key in Swamp, so... Where's...
So we're kind of in this interesting interesting stalemate here where they both have dungeons to do, and they're both going to be able to get through those dungeons very quickly once they get what they need. But the question is, who's going to get there first? And who's going to make the realization that they need to go certain places and pick up certain things?
I'm at a Swamp Palace finished for BrewersFanJP.
Indeed. So we've got 4 crystals for Jet, 5 for JP. And JP's he's out of ideas right now. He's got to go up to Turtle Rocks. That's the only good thing about this, is that it's gonna, having completed this, he is gonna be forced to kind of go up to TR and complete that. And Jet's also going to be kind of forced to make this decision to go into Palace of Darkness.
He could either do Eastern Palace first, and finish up that, or he can go straight to Pod. He'll at least head that direction. It's just a question of which one he completes first.
He's checking the ether tablet now. And I assume that Jet's going to go ahead and do Pod first, and that will put him into go mode as soon as he kills Elmosaur King and picks up that item. And the good thing for JP is Thieves Town, Tower of Hera are kind of going to be very quick dungeons once he got the keys for them. He doesn't have to open any more chests, doesn't have to do anything more. Just go up, kill the Moldorm, go get blind, kill blind, make it nice and quick.
Right.
Dead Rock's trolling a little bit there.
Dead Rock, please.
Dead Rock, please. He made the eyes of Goma. So JP is in the right dungeon. The only dungeon left to go into is Turtle Rock. And Jet also in the right place. Clearing out the rest of Palace of Darkness here. We'll find exactly what he needs on the boss fight. So yeah, I think Jet's gonna be in go mode first because he's gonna get the Helmasaur King before JP gets that second key.
Yeah, since it's all the way on Laser Bridge. Yeah, there's Tower of Hera key and the mushroom. And oh no, he's not gonna bail. Okay, he's just. Whew, set up. He just did that just to get back to the start. Maybe just because it's a little bit quicker than going through the roller room again. Roller room, yeah. It's a toss-up.
Give me a heart attack there. I thought he was just like, yeah, I
Me
got my
too.
key. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm like,
Oh, I
no.
got this key. Let's go. And this one's right here.
Then it's like, yeah, I completed it. Now what? Oh. Chops ate his block. And looks like we are about to say those magic words. Itsu.
That's
1
the
hour,
thing.
35 minutes, and 40 seconds. Jet is in go mode.
Go mode. That's the Desert Palace big key.
Indeed, but not too far behind. JP won't be that far behind. And Jet's he's gonna go to the back here of Eastern Palace and the back of Desert Palace. I think he's probably gonna have a lead going into GT simply because these are gonna be very quick dungeons compared to the ones that Mr. Dratini had.
Oh, yeah, we got to see Dratini.
Indeed, and JP gonna steal the key. That's
Yes.
right call. I was gonna say the only reason not to check the big chest would be simply that you're gonna be a big gambler and you think I don't need that. And of course we have vision from 20,000 feet up here. We get to see where everything is, and we get to know this is the right call to make. But as a runner, you're going into this completely blind. You don't know anything about what the other guys found.
And I believe the fourth TR key was in Thieves Town. So
All right, that's number 6 there now for Jet. Really picking through these dungeons. This guy Desert Palace and Lamola's fight to really get through here. So that's going to be fairly quick. Of course, GP's going to have to get a laser bridge.
at least this isn't all dungeons, except it kind of was.
And this is one thing to keep in mind too, is that Jet did pick this settings. He's the higher seed of the two, so he gets a call for the first race between them. JP will pick the second one, and if there's a third race between them, then it will be chosen at random by our bot friend, and each runner gets a veto. There's the key that JP needs. He's gonna mirror out, and he's gonna get out of here.
Since inverted is really new, they decided to not allow any any of the variations with it for the tournament. So that's why you cannot have the inverted Randomizer and inverted key sanity.
Interesting decision here for JP. He's going to do Thieves Town first, and then he's going to do Tower of Hera and immediately route it into Ganon's Tower.
I can see the benefits of both.
Yeah. I can see the routing decision for that. He's going to be behind by at least a dungeon and a half on Jet, simply because of the fact that he's got to go through. And it's not a long slog to get through the back half of Thieves Town here, but it will take some time. And the climb to Moldorm is not too bad, though.
Right, and because there could be potential logic bugs with the inverted variations, Hylian is also pointing out.
Well, I think E2, I think we need to get a game going here.
We could, however, since this is Key Sanity.
Oh yes, that's right.
I don't think we need to worry
that's
about
right.
it.
That's right. We've already got the key. That's right. I always forget about that. So yeah, everyone just type 0. 0. There you go. It's 0. The answer is 0. I always forget with Key Sanity. It's like, oh yeah, it's outside.
The question was, where's the boots? No.
Okay, we need to someone pause the VOD and just start counting back the number of chests that Jet has opened since he found the big key, and we'll just make it minus whatever that is. There we go. I win. Minus 35. Whatever.
Oh. That doing some soul searching for those boots. If I had to read it, everyone has to hear it so they can hear about it in the VOD, because that was... I'm sorry. No.
There are 22 locations in the basement of Ganon's tower that could possibly hold the big key, and none of them do. So, congratulations. Well, instead, we can guess how many
chests he'll open?
No, he probably won't open a. I assume he probably won't open a chest, considering what the Jet's got. He's pretty good to go. But how many cycles are we gonna see for Aga 2? That's always a good one.
We get the coveted double, triple, or also just as good triple, double.
Or the...
Had to go through those. Make sure I get my orders correct. Can we guess where Meyer Big Key is? I'm going to say it's either here in GT or it's going to be the one on a torch. It could very well be Moldorm's last possession too.
We could also get the legendary binary, which is like a bunch of zeros and ones.
True.
0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1.
I have to end on 1.
Yeah, I gotta end on a 1. Otherwise, something weird just happened with this game. You could also guess what Ganon's gonna say. It's always a fun one.
Cheese facts.
Cheese facts. Cheese facts are always interesting. I feel like for version 31, we should get some new facts in there. As much as I like cheese facts and spicy barbacoa burritos, I feel like Ganon's had some interesting life experiences since then. Maybe he'd like to share them with us.
Picking up that full magic.
Meanwhile, Jet is on Old Orm number 2, just at the foot of taking care of business here. About to go to Aga.
JP is getting ready to go to Moldorm 1.
And so Jet will probably be leaving GT as JP is entering it. So very interesting. Ooh, that's a nice double from Jet. And it looks like it was a 2-2-2. Was that a
triple double?
Triple double, nice.
BrewersFan is opening GT.
Yep, that's the time difference between our two runners right now is Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
And we got interesting. I haven't seen that one from Ganon yet.
I don't know where that's from.
I don't know either. I'll have to look that up after the race or something.
That might be a new one.
Oh, is that?
Oh,
Kefka! I should have recognized that. I'm a bad Final Fantasy VI fan. I'm sorry. That makes so much sense. Now that someone, I don't know, maybe it's because it's so late at night. Rando After Dark, everybody. Maybe just because it's so late at night, I wasn't able to pick up on that.
I may have fought him way too many times in FF14, and I still didn't pick up on it.
Final Fantasy III for some people that want to go by the North American conventional numberings.
Where 6 was 3 and 3 was 6.
And then we jump straight to 7.
Yeah.
So really 7 should have been 4. But I digress. Jet's taking care of Ganon right now. And it looks like he's just gotta walk across this bridge. And Jet's gonna be wrapping this one up here as JP is working through Gauntlet. Let's get those GGs in chat there for Jet, who's picked up the win here. .done.comment LOL. Fairly appropriate for tonight's race. Oh, JP taking a death, but he's got the fairies, so he'll be okay.
Fairies.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
I believe he's got 3 fairies, other than, well, 2 now.
Yeah, you just got to get through this. It's a pain in the butt, but let's go out for you.
Especially those ice rooms. And I believe we are joined by our winner. Jet Jet082. Hello.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank
GG.
you. GG's.
GG Jet, how you feeling after that seed?
Man, that hammer. That was so good. It was I don't know, weird seed. I'm looking at my tracker, and I have one chest still available in pretty much every single dungeon but Eastern and Ice. And I was worried at any point it was going to be one of those.
I was about to say, how'd you feel when you went into, you did Turtle Rock, you beat it, cleared the whole thing.
Yep.
You go to Thieves Town, and blind drops the Turtle Rock small key. And are you just thinking at that point, oh no?
A little bit, yeah.
It's there.
But I'm like,
missed
the
it.
thing is, with that small key, with blind dropping it, that was technically behind Thieves' small key.
Right.
Just in case you, like, route Thieves weird. So I was a little worried, but not, like, very worried. But then, like, after Meyer picking up the Thieves' small key, then I'm like, oh no, that was within logic, like, this whole time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was kind of a funky seed as far as where those keys were hiding out and just the way it all came together. But at the same time, it was like, you found the small key, you found all those small keys, and you're just like, okay, is it there? And it turns out, no, you were fine. You did it the right way first time.
Yeah, thankfully. It's still, back in my head. Like, especially, like you said, the Turtle Rock, the Thieves one. I'm like, okay, these are things I have to do. I was ready to just go back to pod before I got the bow. Because I'm like, what if it's there? But luckily,
Right,
you got bow.
You left
And-
the vanilla big key chest.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then Aghanim's Tower, we got the Castle Tower small key. I forget exactly where I picked it up. I'm like, oh no, it was after I checked it, of course. And it was just, slightly trolly, but overall, I don't think it was too bad. I think the play was just having to go, you had to get that hammer. You had to double dip pod to get hammer, to go up to Death Mountain to get that hook shot.
Absolutely. Yeah, Death Mountain it was so generous this time around with all the things that were hiding up there with the flute and the hook shot and all the stuff that ended up being in Turtle Rock as well.
And I didn't get rupees until after I didn't need them anymore. As usual.
Yeah, we still have not found, by the way, the boots. We know they're in GT.
Yeah.
So when you saw, did you see that hint before you went into Desert Palace and saw the torch had that big key on it, or was that after?
No, I saw the hint before. So when I saw that big key on the lamp, I'm like, okay, this has to be. I mean, it could have been Skullwoods, but I'm like, this is more than likely Meyer, so I don't mind going into Meyer because it's not going to be a double dip situation.
Right. It's one of those things. I think JP had seen the hint after he had gone into Desert Palace.
Right.
So, but thankfully he had run into the problem of thinking that might be a key that he needed. So it didn't turn out to burn you guys, but maybe just one of those situations.
Could have been trolling.
I was wondering, if it was trolling you guys a little bit. You're thinking, wait a minute, is this boots required? And then it's like boots are in Gan's Tower, so that can't be it.
Yeah, thankfully that was alright. I mean, it sort of stinks to go through a whole seed and never get boots, but it happens. I feel like it happens more often in Key Sanity because it's not, it's only in certain rare instances that boots are actually required by logic. Whereas in Open and Standard, it's more likely to be there because of Desert.
Right. Because you have a very good chance in Open and Standard of the Desert Palace and the small key or the big key being there on that torch, yeah. JP is finishing up the Ganon fight. He's got the torch glitch.
Yep, and he's got the kill. Looks like.
I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching this. It looks like I pulled on the stream right after I finished, and I noticed his go mode was the Thieves Big Key, and I could just see like we went in completely different paths because I did Turtle Rock pretty much as soon as I could, I think.
Indeed, and JP has just finished up with a 155.28 officially, so get those GGs in chat again for JP, and we'll see if we can get him in here. But yeah, you guys are actually kind of tailing each other for about the first half of the seed, and there was a bit of divergence. I think you went into Ice Palace, and JP went into Skullwoods, I think.
Yeah, you did Swamp and
Swamp, yes.
Ice Palace, and then yeah, JP's. But we are joined by BrewersFanJP. Congratulations on the race, GG.
Yeah, thank you.
GG.
Hey, GG.
Yeah, GG.
So yeah, we were talking about this. Actually, I want to make a small amendment to that. You guys did both kind of play follow the leader for a bit, and you played follow the leader to a point that you were synced as you got into Palace of Darkness for the first time, which was incredible to see because at one point
you had Kiki perfectly synced.
Did we?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
I mean, it definitely felt really good picking up the hammer. And I still had a few things to do after that. Like, we already got a sword, so I could have done Skull Woods. There was Catfish I skipped. There was the stuff that required rupees. I had to skip those. And it's like, my progression could be there, but Pod is just more enticing because we had so many small keys for it. So I could see how it could be a troll in this seed, and it's... We both didn't fall for it.
Absolutely. So how do you feel? How you feeling after that seed, JP? How you feeling after that run?
Feeling okay. I mean, coming into a match against Jet, he's so good that you got to almost play perfect to win. I mean, being within 6 minutes is pretty good. So I mean, there's that. I definitely don't feel like I played my best, though. I mean, I played well, but I felt my execution was off a bit. I noticed it in my menuing a little bit, but I mean, overall, I felt fine. I don't feel like the worst. I think the one thing I did that I kind of wish I hadn't, that might have, I don't know if it would have saved me enough time, but it would have saved me some, is I should have dived dungeons a little earlier. I waited a little too long, I feel like, to really start diving dungeons. Maybe that's my biggest regret there.
I mean, it felt like it was a while for me, too. I think my first dungeon completion was around 1 hour in. And I felt like the hammer play was nice, and then getting hookshot after that. My first dungeon to complete was, I think, Swamp. Because I did, like, Swamp right after it.
Yeah, I think the first dungeon I actually fully completed was actually Skull Woods, which ended up being a pendant. But yeah, I don't regret doing that because I got my 5th pod key down there, which I absolutely needed. I don't know where the 6th one was.
Yeah, same. I never found that 6th key. It was probably in, like, the Thieves' big chest or something that I skipped. I don't know if you skipped that. Actually, you did Thieves after. Oh, no, but you were in Go mode with the Thieves' big key.
Yeah, I wasn't going with Thieves' big key, so I checked a couple chests in there. I wanted to see if I could find the boots by chance, but that was about it. Since I never found the boots hint.
Yeah, there's a few things I ended up skipping, so I imagine the last pod small key's there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess looking on the seat, I mean, overall, I don't feel like there's anything I'm really beating myself up strongly about. I mean, there's little things here and there that I probably should improve on. Like I said, being within 6 minutes, that's that's good. So I'm not too mad about this or anything.
I think that's probably pretty good way to think about it too. It's definitely a very strong run from both of you. You guys are both well known within the community for your skill and your ability. So obviously this was going to be a tough race no matter what. But yeah, I think it was definitely a fairly strong race throughout. And even though the time looks like it's like, oh, it's 6 minutes apart, it's forever, but it really was, I think, a lot closer than the time really lets on there in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, of course, make sure that you follow both Jet and JP. They are great runners and frequently can catch them doing Link to the Past randomizer runs. Definitely worth the follow on both ends. And of course, I have to thank our tracker tonight, Linkforce, for taking the sometimes difficult and sometimes underappreciated job of keeping track of everything and doing it quickly and efficiently and doing a very good job of it. So thank you once again, Linkforce, for the great work tonight on tracking. And of course, thank you to my co-commentator Itsudemo.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Nihon Tiger, for also being my co-commentator. And thank you both runners for putting on a very great show for all of us.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating and tracking, and of course restreaming.
Yeah, thank you to all of you as well.
Absolutely. So this is going to be our last run of the night here on Speed Gaming 2. So you can all kind of take a break. If you're East Coast like me, go to sleep, rest up a little bit, because we'll be back here bright early tomorrow morning on Speed Gaming 2 at 8:30. We have an all dungeon standard Uncle Assured normal key sanity race between Korek and Dustin. And at 10:30 on Speed Gaming 1, it's all dungeon standard randomized hard. And there's no other thing besides that.
No variation, yeah.
No variation between Data World and Inbound. And then we've got another run at 11:30 here on Speed Gaming 2. Ganon open swordless normal Randomizer. So if you want to catch some Randomizer, here you go, between Sonic Cam and Someone 325. So definitely starting to see the schedule fill up for tomorrow. So lots of stuff all over the Speed Gaming family of networks. So make sure to follow them, Speed Gaming and then Speed Gaming 2 through 6. We're using through 5 for the tournament, but never know. Might as well follow 6 as well because it's there. But yeah, Speed Gaming and then Speed Gaming 2, 3, 4, and 5. And
yeah, there's plenty of races after that. They're going pretty much all day.
Absolutely. So I think with that, we should probably wrap this up. Let some people get some rest. So as always, good night, good luck at RNG. Remember, someone out there loves you. I love you, and we love you too, and I love you too, out there in Rando Land. But Itsu, I'll give you the last word.
Well, this is the last word. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, everyone.